And so, the tenure is finally now over, the book closed, the best and most successful era in Raptors franchise history now complete. When Dwane Casey pridefully and rightfully took to the stage in Los Angeles on Monday night to accept the Coach of the Year honor, it really put some closure on a fun, often exhilarating half-decade-plus run in these parts. Former Raptors coach Dwane Casey was named Coach of the Year at Monday night's NBA Awards show in Santa Monica. Caliph Richard Shotwell envisioned AP that he was sitting with his new friends, colleagues and bosses with the Detroit Pistons didn't matter a lick. I know from personal experience and the social media reaction that the level of pride among Raptors fans was off the charts, as it should have been. Casey handled himself with dignity and class every step of the way during his time here. He represented the city, the franchise, the country, the organization as well as anyone could want or expect. Monday night had to be the denouement, though. It was fitting that his time in Toronto should end finally with such a prestigious award, and now we can put it in our memory banks as one of the best runs we'll see for a very long time. Article continued. It didn't seem the least bit odd when he became the second coach in franchise history to win the award because of the way he handled it and the expectation that had existed for about a month that it was going to happen. Get today's top sports stories in your inbox. For headlines from the Star's award-winning sports journalists, sign up for our daily sports newsletter. Casey handled it with predictable class, a nice thank you to some players and some longtime members of his staff, a funny throwaway line, "I was fired, maybe you heard," and that, of course, made it easier for all to deal with what could have been an awkward situation. The next big step, of course, is the first Pistons at Raptors regular season game, and I'd expect nothing more than a long, full-throated ovation on what will assuredly be an emotional night. A kick aside, as I have had for several years, the ballot was all filled out and was set to go. The plan was to submit it the Monday after the last home regular season game, but that went kablooey when stuff happened. Suffice it to say that I had basically the same winners as the rest of the voters, although I did have Donovan Mitchell over Ben Simmons for Rookie of Year. As good a story as it was in these parts, it was no surprise to me that Lou Williams beat out Fred VanVleet for Sixth Man of the Year, but it certainly did suck a bit that Lou didn't have the common courtesy or common sense to get Fred's name right in his acceptance speech. He referred to him as "fleet up in Toronto," or some such, and that was weak. Article continued below. Eating salt-free is, so far, brutal. Anyone with any recipes, some for the grill would help, as would any Italian dishes, would be greatly appreciated. Nestled at the saloon watching the soccer Monday afternoon, the usual horde of crazed Portuguese fans sitting right behind me always makes their game's destination viewing. One thing became glaringly apparent. Video replay in soccer simply does not work. I could handle goal line technology to discern whether a goal was scored, but that's it. Two main reasons. 1. The game is too free-flowing and there are simply no natural stoppages to let officials take a look without disruption. 2. And there is too much embellishment with even the slightest contact that the opportunity for a late, second-chance call might ramp up the theatrics even more. And that would be almost too much for fans to handle. I wanted a meeting with John Tavares. And the next time the critics howl about the NBA's moratorium week before players can officially sign contracts they've already agreed to, it goes July 1 to 6 this year. Remember this week of negotiation period as the same, but in reverse. And there's nothing wrong with it all. It keeps fans involved, it keeps us involved, and it's just part of the off-season now. Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri is calling Dwane Casey an unbelievable human being, but says it is time for a change. Casey was fired as coach after the team was eliminated from the playoffs by the Cleveland Cavaliers. the Canadian press, so bring on the rumor, innuendo and sometimes outright fabrications and everyone will have fun with it. Alright, in keeping with the light workload, that's about all I want to handle at the moment. We're gonna be Tuesday, Thursday to Friday this week so I can do some Canada basketball stuff ahead of Friday's game here and also get ready for the start of free agency on the weekend. So we'll see you in a couple of days. Doug Smith is a sports reporter based in Toronto. Follow him on Twitter, @SmithReps.